But you know what? Bagley, he deserves no more of our attention.
Well,
Um,
no, off of
the,
him
the-
because
oh,
you
yeah.
mentioned Trey Lyles was include. I mean,
Well,
he came to the
yeah.
Kings in that trade,
Very
and
true. Yes.
both are essentially power forwards that are they're way different styles of play, probably you would say, at least different body types, and levels of athleticism. But you talk about how good for the culture it was that Marvin Bagley left. Well, I think you also meant by that by bringing in someone like Trey Lyles, someone that's always he's going to find his way on the floor by doing the right thing. He's not going to force things. He's been around this league for a while, and he proved it last year. As soon as he got his opportunity, never forced it. Wait for his shots to come to him. He cut. He rebounds. He does all the things you need him to do. He's not an exceptionally good defender, but he's committed to it, and that's all you can ask for from a guy on defense. And he just seemingly always does the right thing. I don't know if I said that already, but I can't say that enough about him. And it's just that it seems like he's a reserve. He's not a main staple of this team, but he's so important, and it's just another brick, in what should be a solid structure this season. And it's because you have strong pieces like Trey Lyles, and you don't have flimsy ones in more ways than one in Marvin Bagley. Right.
Yeah. I mean, I guess playing off of Trey Lyles, I remember when we got Trey Lyles, I'm just like, whatever. Like, I don't care. Like, the big move in that deal was getting DiVincenzo, right? And, like, Lyles, I'm like,
Mhm.
whatever. This guy, he played with Willie Cauley Stein and Devin Booker and Cat at Kentucky. And he was, like, kind of like that. He was that other first round pick from that team that year. But, he's obviously not forgotten. I guess Willie Cauley Stein, you could say, is the forgotten one,
Oh yeah.
as he's no longer in the league. But like Trey Lyles, I was like, whatever. Yeah, like he was just part of the deal for salary reasons. But man, he really exceeded expectations last year. I fell in love with the guy like pretty quickly. Just like you said, he just seems to do everything right. He plays the game slow. You can just tell he has a very high basketball IQ. Um, and yeah, like not the most athletic guy, but that basketball IQ and knowing what to do with the ball and what position to be in. That's the reason he's still in this league. And, I'm excited to see what he can do this year. Um, Obviously, by now we all know that Okpala made the team. And so, he's going to have to start fighting for minutes, really. It seems like Okpala might be starting off at the power forward to start the season. So, I hope my boy Trey can, you know, get some minutes in. I don't know. I'm still
I
not
could
totally
I
sold on the rotation. Yeah, let me hear your thoughts.
well, I thought you were gonna transition there on the rotation, and just before we do that, I want to talk about Trey Lyles a little more
Yeah,
because
sure.
you said
The
you
trade day.
said yeah, dude, he looks like a very good friend of mine, and this friend doesn't watch basketball, so like I'm always like, you look like Trey Lyles. He's like, what who? Whatever. But you said that we got him for salary reasons, and I think that's largely true. But Monty McNair, I think, also had an idea behind it because I remember, I think it was at the press conference at the end of the year, and McNair was kind of talking highlighting what he did um, at the trade deadline and whatnot. And he mentioned Trey Lyles. He said that he quote combines the size of a power forward with the ability to shoot like a guard end quote. And like I always got the sense that he always knew that like Trey Lyles is the type of forward that you could really use in this in the modern NBA. And I don't know that he was really doing much. I think he was actually shooting pretty well in Detroit, if I'm not mistaken. But like it's a shame he didn't you always wonder. It's like he didn't stick around with the Spurs. He never really stuck around anywhere. Utah, Denver, San Antonio. Um, but like no, he was not shooting well with Detroit. He was shooting arguably some of the worst. Yeah, he shot 30% in his 51 games in Detroit. But you know, I guess my point is that it's just like I think McNair saw something in him, and just I mean maybe not. Maybe there's just a little nugget, a kernel of an opportunity, as there is with any guy. Because imagine if a guy like Josh Jackson comes in here and starts just hitting shots. Like, former number what overall pick? And
4, right before Fox.
yeah. And imagine, we don't need to get into that, but it's just like, I don't know. I'm sure there's like a kernel of opportunity or potential that he sees in everybody. And, it just really paid off with Lyles.